Hi, beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Excuse me. Scorpio, this is your general reading starting today here on the 19th of February. And I've still set the time frame to somewhere mid-February till mid-March of 2021. So today's date might have an influence on your actual reading. The 19th talks about new beginnings and endings. If we want to go into a little bit of love, it can talk about your prince or princess of heaven. Somebody's in the essence of you, somebody's coming in. But mainly it's new beginnings and endings, a shift there, a completion of something. So we're going to see specifically what's coming out for you here. It's a general reading, so anything and everything can come out. So take whatever resonates with you. We're taking some overall energies here first and scratching the surface, and then we're going to go deeper and deeper into these energies. So it's a little bit of a journey, so come with me on this journey if you want to. So the first card out is the Observer. I mean, I don't know how many times this Observer has come out now, so it's definitely, as much as it is an individual card for Scorpio, it's also for the collective. The Thinker and Flexible, number 19. So the 19 is highlighted, so let's see what comes out around that. So we have the Observer, number 49, and we have the Thinker, 44, and we have Flexible, number 19. And they actually want to flip that around. So first Observer, and then Flexible, and then Thinker. And immediately I feel a bit snubbed that I don't get to interpret myself at first. So they want me to read out of the book, so I will. 49. Observer. As one says in French. 49, 43. 49, Observer. Perspective, objectivity, natural observation from a distance. The Oracle's message, it's a fox looking here. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they can come to believe that these are the only reality. Can you say that? So much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. Isn't it the only realities? Sorry, I'm just learning as I go here with the English. I'm so interested in how you say things, plural and single and singular. I think it's maybe not single. Sorry for... Okay, move on. There are times when you need distance in order... Cliffhanger... to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more natural vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, about people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. I'm going to read out the relationship message because we have number 19 coming in here and because we have number 19 on the table as well, or otherwise I would probably skip that. Sometimes you just can't see the forest for all the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. And then the prosperity message is saying, it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracles unfold. So there is a major feel here. I mean, I've had this card come out over and over again, but there's such different messages coming out, and it actually is a different message yet again. I had this last for Libra, which was the last reading I did. That was yesterday, and was it? Yeah, it was. But it was like really feeling, I think the title is something around the lines of really feeling misunderstood. I don't get that here, Scorpio. I get something different. I get a much deeper, I don't know, it's like on a whole other level. I get a much deeper message around this observer here today. It's like taking a step back. Like if I were to compare it to the Libra reading, I would say something around the lines of, okay, we're in this discussion, or we're in this conversation, or you're in this situation and you're sort of a little bit in too deep, or we're not getting any further right now, or need to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective so that we can sort of sort out the situation. This is sort of saying, take a step back, come into the observer mode, but to see life through a completely different lens. It's almost like the world is almost, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like the world is presenting itself to you in a whole other way. It's like a presentation. It's like Spirit would put together like a PowerPoint thing for you, and they almost maybe have removed you from your like day-to-day activity, or you find it really struggling to get to your day-to-day activity, if that makes sense. Like you could have even been let go from a job, or if you do certain things every day, it's like you just have a hard time to get to it. Maybe technical difficulties that doesn't allow you to, like if I were to do these readings and my computer wouldn't work, I couldn't do these readings. It hasn't happened to me. I'm just saying that could be like one thing that hinders you, or just the fact that you just don't feel like it. You just don't find the inspiration, or the inspiration doesn't come to you to do what you normally do. You might want to just completely first withdraw. First, this might have been like a situation where you just want to withdraw, like you don't want to have a part in it. And in it, I mean life. You don't want to go see people, you don't want to visit people, you don't want to sort of all that much include people into your environment. I just feel like it's because you want to have like your energy clear and clean, if that makes sense. It's just you don't want to mix it up with a whole bunch of other stuff right now. And then if it hasn't already, is gonna sort of start to transform into this very much like a deep dive into this new way of looking at life at large. Not just the situation, how do we fix the situation? This is like, that was the best thing. That's actually, do you know what? I'm actually going to write it down because I'm not going to remember it later. So Spirit has a blueprint for you. Spiritual or PowerPoint. Because that's what it feels like. It's like Spirit comes in with something brand new for you. And it's not like you haven't wished for it. You have. You wished for something grander. You wish to be a part of something grander. And it seems like you're in the lead of something here. You stumble across what feels like it. You stumbled across something that has like the major potential for a major shift. Okay. 49 speaks about death and transformation, like death leading to new life, which it is. We're saying completely goodbye to the old and stepping into the complete new. And it's not like, okay, we're saying goodbye to the old season winter and then coming into spring, it's like it's a whole other ball game. 4, this is a heart matter for you. This you it came out of nowhere, and it's like it's almost like you didn't understand how. If you've ever had a baby, if you ever had a baby, like you just go out for ice cream. If you had a baby, they taste really yummy. It's like 2 days in, you can't imagine how life was before. How was life before this baby was here? It feels like they've been here forever. And it's such a new task at hand. It's like you just so deep dive into this new treasure, this new miracle. And at the same time, it feels so natural. It's like you've never done anything different. So it's almost like you're being thrown into this very new thing. And it's at the same time, it's like you've never done anything. What was life before this? It's like you don't know. And then we have number 9 there, which speaks about the ending of the old, and also unconditioned, like an unconditioned wish fulfillment, unconditional place right now, where you sort of feel your way forward before this is really going to manifest into the thing is going to manifest into. I think we're talking like more on an energy level just yet, before this is like a full on whatever this is. And then adding those up, 9 plus 4 is 13. So that's the divine feminine coming in. And it's transformation. It's death leading to life. It's huge transformation going on here. You think? And then we have flexible. So I understand now why you've been asked to be just completely flexible with this and just trust spirit. I think if you've never trusted spirit before in your life, this is the time to start to do it, because there's something about, maybe if you don't feel like you want to do your day-to-day chores, or you don't want to go in like to your day-to-day job, or if you'd lost your job, or if you just don't find the inspiration to do what you normally do, it's like to just trust spirit that you wouldn't be put out on that. Like if you think, oh man, I just have to go work because I'm not making any money, I'm going to be sort of put out on the street, I'm not going to be able to pay rent. To just, and of course, follow your intuition. And if it freaks you out, like I just always say, if it freaks you out more to not do the thing you don't want to do, then not doing it. If it freaks you out more to not do it, if it freaks you out more to not do it than to actually do it, then of course do it. Listen to that intuition. But I strongly feel like you're safe. It's like you're going on this very new journey, and this new journey in itself is going to bring so many new things for you, so many new opportunities. So it's almost like asking you to just play it cool here for a little bit. Like just have a what do you call, tough stomach. Have some ice in your stomach. That's directly translated from Swedish. I don't know if you say that in English. Like just play it cool for a little bit. Just to understand that spirit would never sort of lead you astray. Spirit would never take you out of a job situation. It might even look like it was the pandemic that had you let go, or something like that. It was so not. It was so planned out that you're supposed to be in this very situation right now. It's called for flexibility for sure. Like to just go with the flow here, go with the divine feminine here, and follow what feels right for you in the moment. And the feeling you get around is that, okay, so every once in a while there's going to come some sort of inspiration for you to do something where you actually do make a little bit of money, or just to continue on this course, this path. Excuse me. That's going to lead to a lot of abundance. It's going to lead to, what I can say here is that you're going to be cared for. You're going to be tended to. So trust spirit right now. Trust spirit. 19 there talks about an influence of your princess or prince. Like, okay, so I want to start to talk about new beginnings and endings. Never has it been that. When I say, okay, we're having some sort of new beginning here, we're coming out of something old and we're starting something new. And of course, we can start something new. We can you can switch careers, and that would be like the biggest thing, perhaps, like leaving an old job and stepping into a completely new job situation. Maybe that's the case for some of you guys. Maybe this is not resonating with all, but the general message is, yes, we are coming out of something old and starting something new, whether it be a relationship or a work situation or whatever. But on a grander scale, you're it's like, it's not even you getting out of third dimensional reality and coming into fifth dimensional reality, although it is also. It's not either or. And none of this is either or. It's and. You're coming out of a third dimensional reality, stepping into fifth dimensional reality. You're expanding, you're evolving, ascending. Yes, all of that. But and you're also like switching. It's like a freaking whole new earth. I don't know what to put, like, because it's so new, I don't have any. Usually I get a bit frustrated because usually I just so want you guys to understand what it is that I'm picking up or what it is that I'm feeling. So I'm doing the very best always to use some sort of analogy that sort of expresses or explains the energy that I'm feeling. And it's just that I don't have an analogy here because I don't have a reference to it. The closest I can get is to just having my own children and have it be such a new experience that people tell you about it and they tell you how it's going to be and how it's going to feel and how it's, but never in a million years did the whatever happens once that baby arrives into your life. It's just such a different story that comes along with it. I think that's the closest thing I can explain. Or just having some of my first interactions with spirit. I've never told anybody like this, like in a professional setting. I actually had Archangel Michael manifest completely in front of my eyes, and that was a game changer. And yet it's not because I can't use that analogy because most people probably haven't had Archangel Michael completely manifest in front of their eyes, right? So a baby is the closest thing I can sort of use as an analogy. I hope you follow me here. There's so much about different timelines, different dimensions, different frequencies here going on. Laying a new foundation for something major is opening up. I want to say like words like inner earth. The inner earth, like there's a core at our already earth, and there's a core at it that is vibrant and full of life and coming to the surface. 19 can talk about a new person coming into your life that is just going to be so important for this journey. So I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, it's Prince and Princess of Heaven. It is usually your person when 19 shows up, but it's also, in this very scenario, it's also like there's a person that's going to be so significant to this very phase of your journey, to this very part of this shift for you. Wow, there's such a different reading here, such a different energy. And then we have the Thinker, 44. So I'm going to start with the numerology there. 11 is all about dreams and fantasies and like what you wish for. And then 22 is when we start to manifest those things. We start to go from dream to reality. 33, master number 33, is 22 plus 11. That's when we've added up the dream, like we've manifested the dream. It's a done deal. It's in front of you. 44 is not a numerology wise, it's not a master number. But it has started to become one for me personally and for what I read for people. So I've started to use it as a manifestation, like on the next level. It's so freaking fitting here today because it's like, okay, we have 11, 22, and 33, but actually we're moving on beyond it. We're moving on past that. We're in 44 now. And 4 is just, again, it's a heartfelt matter to you. It's something very, very important that yesterday you had no idea how important it was. And today you just like, how could I have had life before this? How could I have not known this? And it's just so natural. It's so natural to you. It's your birthright. It's in your blueprint. It's in your DNA. You were always supposed to end up here. So it feels so natural, but it's almost like mind-blowing to you that how could you have lived up until this point and not be in this type of energy, in this type of knowing or information? And it's a double, like four fours. It's like laying such a new foundation. It's such a new perspective, new core, new ground, new basis here going on. If we add those up, we have a number 8 there. Usually, but it's not a master number. So usually we don't add up those, like 11 stays 11. It doesn't sort of become number 2, or 22 doesn't become 4. It's actually just master number 22. It is the number in itself. 44 I want to add up because we have the infinity there. It's for an infinity here. You're stepping into something that's very eternal. And it's like never-ending possibilities with this thing that you have just discovered or is just about to discover. What I'm getting with this thinker, besides a little bit tough to hold my arm up like this, is that you already stepped away from the ground. Do you see the bottom, like the bottom, the first floor? You already stepped away from it. Like you're already quite evolved. I never like to compare with other people. If you judge it, if you don't judge it, it just says, just like we wouldn't judge a person, like my little boy. I don't think he's stupid just because he's in kindergarten, right? He's 2.5. That's why he's there. He's not in college, and it's nothing weird about it. So it's just he's on this first level of education, let's say. And there are other people in this world more fitting so because of their age and growth. They're in college. And I feel like there's people being in kindergarten, so to speak. Metaphorically, they're in kindergarten here on the first floor, and you've already evolved. Like you're already in college, right? You're already in college, but we have next level here going on for you now, where I feel like most people are not. I think that you're sort of branching out. You're one of the first people in this world. I'm not kidding you. You're one. Wow. You're one of the first people in this world to take this next level, to go into this next level, whatever this next level is. And the only thing that I'm getting with this card is to try, it is the thinker, but to try not to think so much. Try to just, it's a double force, so just try to just as much as you can absorb this. This is not a new reality that you absorb with your mental body. I can't not say mind because that's a little bit different. You can absorb it with your mind, but it's like the mind of the heart. It's not the intellect. It's not the intellect, it's the mind. I hope that makes sense. And it's not like you can think this one out. No, you cannot. You need to process it. You need to sort of run through you, run by you. And you just have to feel it. It's a 4-4. We're in the heart here. This is all heart center. It feels like mind-blowingly different. And again, it just speaks to how the cards are not saying, like the cards are not the cards. The cards are just sort of the spark for the information, right? Always. So can we clarify this observer? Feels like there's one more. One card has already come up, but it feels there's one more. Scorpio, what's going on with you? There you go. Ooh, two number 5. That's in my book is just Okay, we're going to show you the first one. Emotional loss, number 5 here. So 5 is like great opportunity for change here. And it's 2, number 5, like it's very highlighted. Just really talks about how you're changing yourself now. This emotional loss, I just feel like this is, you're holding your hands over your heart. You're just really feeling your heart center here on this one. Yeah, emotional loss. It's like the shift is about, you can probably feel a bit sad or a little bit empty because you're changing so many things up. You're leaving something behind that you've outgrown. Like it just does not fit anymore. It just does not serve you anymore, and it doesn't serve the higher good. It doesn't serve the collective for you to stay in it either, because you're such a vessel and you're such a channel, and whatever work you do, whatever, like however you live your life, you're a very influencing person. It's sort of silly to say because every living being is an influence, because the way that they express themselves and the unique frequency that they carry, that just sort of, that is, we have no separation in the universe, right? But it's not like you're a typical, I don't know how to compare it. I think you know what I mean. The way that you lead your life, you're an influencer, and it's not like, it doesn't really matter what type of job you have, but it doesn't serve the collective either for you to stay in the old. So there's something about releasing the old and now coming into this new reality, this newfound experience, information, PowerPoint from spirit. And so there is a little bit of letting go of the old and saying goodbye to the old and maybe feeling a little bit emotional about it. There's also something about letting go of like being okay, two things. First thing, being okay with other people. I mean, like, we haven't been in the lead of being ridiculed already. I think it's just now that we're starting to come into a time where things like I'm doing right here, or things you guys listening into this, is not considered that weird anymore, is not that taboo anymore. You're not that crazy anymore. Where it's starting to become more mainstream, although it's not mainstream just yet, but it's just a little bit more, okay to be spiritual, to be open-minded like this, and have all these psychic things going for you. Having that said, it's like, Scorpio, you're about to then, just as this is starting to get like more normal, maybe not even the norm just yet even, but going, like, having very alternative ideas or alternative like healing and healing modalities and all of that stuff, like crystals and pendulums and herbs, and I don't care what you've used, that it's like a little bit outside of the box. That shouldn't be outside of the box because it's so freaking natural. But anyway, just as we're starting to see some kind of norm around it, yet not, it's like you take the next level and you go in to be the weird one again. Does that make sense? It's like we just picked up to where you have been for a very long time, and just as you start to understand, okay, people might not look as weirdly on me anymore. The things that I'm saying or doing or behaving in, it's like it seems to be catching up to people. And just as you start to find that a little bit relieving, you're stepping into this next level of weirdo. But it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. So there's a little bit of emotional loss there. Like, I've just reached this point in my life where I'm not that weird, to then again step into this next level. Though I don't think, Scorpio, that you would have it any other way. You're so freaking used to it. But there is a little bit of emotional loss there. I'm going to try to hurry this up now because I see the time running out there. And what was the other thing? Right. So interesting. Emotional loss. So the typical emotional body like, I see this, I could compare it to like reaction loss. It's almost like you're stepping into this emotional loss, not just feeling like you're grieving something or letting something go, or feeling like you're a little bit upset because you're letting go of the old, and so you sort of have to grieve that a little bit. I feel like that is a little bit of emotional loss. It's also emotional loss. It's emotion loss, that you're not so reactive anymore. This newfound place for you puts you in a very steady emotional place. So people can definitely do all they want. It's almost like you're in this little bubble. So it's not even that you even notice so much what they're doing and choosing not to react to it. It's almost like you don't even know what's going on the outside, and therefore there's no need for reaction. There's an emotional loss because you don't emotionally react to stuff anymore in the same way. And that leads me to this throat energy center. Number 5 there again. The opening up, like speaking your authentic version. If we're talking about a new earth here, like the spirit has like a new blueprint or a new PowerPoint situation here for you. It's the same thing with speaking your truth or walking your walk, like finding out who you authentically are is also a different ball game. It's like you're finding out more and more through your throat chakra, speaking your truth and coming into this next level of understanding about yourself. It's a complete new understanding of yourself and the world as you know it. And therefore the throat chakra shows up as an indicator of like speaking your truth, but like what a different truth, what a new truth. I have goosebumps all over my body. I'm going to take this to the extended and see what else I can find there. Very fascinating reading here, guys. If this resonates with you somehow, some way, you're so welcome to come to the extended reading. The link to that is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care.